Morning. Welcome to another edition of Tower Crane Television. I'm your host, Jay Nye, the Tower Crane Guy. Today, we are moving rebar. We are getting this, we're getting this floor ready for concrete. So, we're picking up some pretty heavy rebar. It's about 4,600 pounds. And, I'll get this thing flipped around here and show you guys what's going on. They're just getting set up to where they want me to be to pick it up. So, give me just a second. Alright, so we're going to flip this camera around real fast.
Just carry it up. Okay, we're out, Jason. Alright, carry it up, easy. Carry it up, easy. You got it. Carry it up, Jason. You got it, carry it up. Hold it. Swing for your right, please. Swing for your right, 10 feet.
This job is getting really tight,
Perfect, carry it up.
so they're having to be really precise on their pick
Carry it up, Jason.
and how they do it. Let's try to turn that piece before I've cleared the handrail. So
Good job, carry it up.
I
Carry
gotta
it up, you got it.
make sure I don't get that rebar wall there. I'll boom up
Carry it
a
up,
little bit.
Jason. You got it, carry it up.
We're sitting at 5,000 pounds on this one, so this rebar is not light by any means.
Are you from the same place?
I gotta watch how much it's reaching out there. It's actually further away than it looks. It looks close to that building, but it's really not. It's a lot further away than it looks. Probably a good 15, 20 feet.
Are you swing?
So now I'm gonna boom up and try to get it in better position. I'll have to swing left, I think, a little bit to get it where he wants it. But I'll cable down and let him grab the tag line again and get it where he wants it.
Hi, Jason. Give me table down, 7 feet.
When I do these heavy loads like this and they're real long and oblong, I just take it super easy because there's no sense in getting in a big rush, and your pendulum swing,
Table down, Jason, 7 feet.
when you have a piece this big, your pendulum swing, if it gets out of whack, good luck trying to slow
Table
it.
down, Jason. 3 feet.
Good luck trying to slow that down because it's a disaster trying to. See, he's already swung this once, so now it wants to swing in circles.
Table down, 3 feet more, Jason.
And you really can't teach these guys. I've beat my head against the wall trying to teach these guys this. So if they just leave the load alone until I get it close to position where it needs to be, it makes it a lot easier to set the piece, because now he's having to fight it and now I'm having to fight him. So you'll see him just going back and forth trying to catch the piece. They don't realize it's 5,000 pounds on the hook, and they, for some reason, think they can control it. So I think we're going to get to a point where NCCCO is going to get tired of all the complaints from crane operators about riggers these guys that do the rigging, about how they don't take any initiative to learn the dynamic of a crane. If they knew what it took for me up here to control the load, maybe they would have a better sense of reasoning to not do some of the things they do. A person with good rigging signal skills kind of has been around it long enough to know, but we will get to a point, I think, in the crane industry where it's going to be NCCCO required to have a rig sig card, because some of these guys just don't have a clue. A lot of them want to get the load close and push it, and I think the hardest part of my job is getting them to understand what not to do and what to do. So it becomes a battle sometimes, because you have guys that are set in their ways, or they really just don't know what cranes do. So I keep a pretty big bottle of aspirin up here, and sometimes I have to use it multiple times a day because these guys give me such a headache on trying to teach them how to do things. I've been pretty fortunate on this job. I've only had to climb down the crane one time and have a sit down with them. So, and I got no shame in doing that, and kind of putting them in their place where they need to, how they need to do things. I think as a crane operator, all of this falls on our hands to make sure that we're doing the job safely. You have to remind these guys sometimes that, you want to make sure they go home to their families just like I want to go home to mine. So I think I've said this in previous videos, teamwork makes the dream work. It really does. In order to complete a big job or even a little job, it takes a whole team. It isn't just one person, so trying to get these guys to be at the top of their game sometimes, you got to remind them to, leave all their bullshit at home and make sure that they're 100% in the game. As this job is getting more complete, we have another floor to go. I found out. I thought we were on the last one, but we have another floor to go. And these guys got to be on their game when it gets tight like this, so we're not destroying anything down there or getting snagged on something. So I'm going to cable up, and I'm just going to swing right just a little bit to get away from that rebar wall. Now I can get her a little higher. I'm going to boom up just a little bit so our swing is away from that building. You always got to account for if that piece swings straight, which it's trying to do right now. It's wanting to swing north and south. So you always got to account for that and be away from any obstruction. I think we're going over here to our 10 o'clock, yeah. These guys are going to start laying all this floor out. We got the electricians here today. They're going to start getting their electrical lines done. You can see the guy down there with the red can. He's getting his oil ready. So, you know, when you're an operator, if you are looking through the camera lens right now, I'm responsible for every single person on the ground. Whatever's hanging above them, I'm responsible for. So, you know, you always want to be as professional as possible. Because in a sense, their lives are in your hand, you know. So you always want to be just as smooth as possible about things. If you're herky-jerky up here in the crane, you're going to make them guys feel pretty uncomfortable about how you operate. You don't want that. Okay, I didn't see that other piece of cribbing. I was getting ready to yell at him and tell him to spread that out a little bit. Well, now this guy's going to move it. Looney, Looney! Yeah, we can move it, but I can't empty that out. That trash can is too full. Okay, I'm going to drop it down. Just disconnect the other two chains so we can use all four. Okay, you gotta disconnect the chains all the way, buddy.
Tenemos que quitar todo lo que ocupemos ahora para ya no molestarnos, por eso hoy nos quitaron la cabeza para echar toda la varilla que necesitamos.
Alright, where are you trying to move this to? Yeah, we'll see. Morning! I just now got to peek at the screen there. Morning, everybody. Yeah, you need to be watching the power lines above you.
Okay.
And you're not doing it. You need to watch the power lines above you.
Yeah, man, I'm watching.
If you get me close to them, I'm going to come down this crane, and you're not going to like me after that.
Point three. You can come down. Point four. Point six.
How close am I to those power lines?
Go.
I asked you, how close am I to the power lines? Alright, so if you're not going to listen to me on the radio, I'm going to take this load and put it wherever I want to. Are you going to pay attention to what I'm asking you?
Yeah, man, you're good. This is more. You're good. You're clear.
Okay, I didn't ask you that. I asked you how far I was from the power line. You're going to give me a number, or I'm going to take this load and put it wherever I want. And do not pull on the load. Do not swing it.
Hey, the ball I got, man. It's up now. Okay. Go right there, man.
Get your finger off the radio. Give the radio to the other guy.
What's that? Yeah.
Look above you. I want to know the distance from my line to that line.
I do know about 20 feet.
10-4. That's all I wanted to know. That's that simple.
I said, well, give me the ball that much. 95 feet.
See, a lot of these guys, they don't understand. They understand really broken English. So I don't. You're in America, you know. You got to learn English. I don't speak Spanish. I speak very little, and it's nothing against them. But if they're going to work with an operator who speaks English, then that's what they need to learn. So, I mean, I know a little bit of Spanish, but
Come on down, Jason. All the way down. 10 feet. Come on down. Come on down, Jason. Hold on.
when it comes to critical stuff, I need them on their game as much as possible, and I need to be able to understand them. So, don't pull on the load. A lot of these guys, because they don't understand English real well, they don't comprehend what you're saying. So they'll just agree with you, or what are you asking for?
Ah, Jason, you're good. Well, you're clear. I want 230, Jason, 230.
Here we'll go the other route. I'll show you guys some more of how much they've gotten done.
All right, give me 1.5. Jason, please, 1.5. ¿Qué verdad? Ya sé que es verdad. Verdad. Ahora. Okay, verdad. Okay, verdad, Jason. Okay, verdad. Okay, verdad. Okay, verdad. Okay, verdad. Okay, verdad. Hold it. Okay, verdad, Jason. Okay, verdad. You got it. Okay, verdad. Get out.
Going back to the same place?
No, Jason. It's here from you. From. See the 12 o'clock?
You said 12 o'clock?
Yes.
Devil.
Give me swing your left. And boom up. Boom up. 15 feet.
This is right underneath of us.
More boom up. 5 feet more. Cable down 10 feet. Bring me cable down, 10 feet. Give me boom up for you low. Alright. Hold it. Give me swing you. Hold it. Give me cable down. Cable down. 7 feet. You're good. You're clear. Cable down. 6 feet. 4 feet. More. Cable down.
Off the radio. Are you going to put some cribbing under there so you can get the straps out? Because I'm not going to pull them out from under it. So that's not my job.
I got it.
So a lot of times they'll try to do that too. They'll try to have you set something down, and they want you to pull the straps out with the crane, and I just don't do it. If they're going to be lazy, I call them on it. You get that a lot. These guys just want to make the crane do even their job, so it's part of it. The old saying is, if you give them an inch, they'll take it a mile, and they will. If you do it one time for them, they expect you to do it every time. So, and they'll try to argue with you and say, "Well, you did it before."
I cable out, you clear.
That's why I don't.
Cable out, sir. You're good. 3 o'clock, Jason. 3 o'clock. Sorry, man. The plastic. Trash. Alright, Jason, going down. Right here, going down till the wall. Going down.
Been raining every day this week. I think we should be in the clear today. But been having a lot
Going down, Jason.
lot of rain. Ready to get some swing on that. I'm gonna catch it.
Hold it, cable down. Hold it.
Good morning, S.A. They should have this. Probably have that floor knocked out today with the rebar, and maybe get concrete tomorrow. Depends on if they get all the rebar tied in.
Cable out, Jason. Cable out. Hold it. Good, good. Cable out. You got it.
This rebar, they've stacked it so tight
Cable out.
that it'll get caught on itself.
You got it,
So
Jason.
you gotta
Cable out.
be real careful when you're picking these loads up. You just gotta be gentle with it because they'll get it caught on itself.
Jason, secure the same place. 2 o'clock.
Make sure I'm high enough. I'm gonna clear everything here.
I'll give you a boom out.
And this one's going underneath the crane again. pretty close to the crane, about 15 feet away from the tower.
Cable down 10 feet, you're clear. Are you cable?
Internet, that's what we're doing today. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Wednesday. About halfway through my work week. Finally gonna get a decent day where it doesn't rain, I'm hoping.
Cable up. You good, you clear. Cable up.
I'm gonna flip this camera around for you guys, give you a shot of me operating. I've put up my camera in a new place, so I put on the other side of the window here, so I'll let you guys see the operations for a little bit.
Alright, see for your right, 20 feet. Give me one down, 50.
So here we go. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Maybe I can tilt that down a little bit for you. You guys can actually see through the floor a little bit.
Give me one down, please. One down.
What you guys can't see off camera is my computer right here, and it gives me a lot of information as well of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. It basically is just a reassurance, you know.
Perfect. Just cable down.
That computer is literally a cheat sheet just to kind
Cable
of
down.
reassure you what you're doing right. So the computer on these, it's called a load moment indicator, and it's the initials are LMI, and you know, it gives you useful information, but it doesn't, you never rely on it 100% for confidence or for running the crane. Like I said, it's just a cheat sheet, and just, you know, it lets you know how much you got on the hook, let you know your distance a little bit, but you know, it always falls on the, you know, person operating the crane, of course. So we're picking up another load of rebar here.
Cable up, please. Hold it. Hold it. Oranges and cable up. Cable up 10 feet. Alright, please just swing your left 2 feet and remove this band the same for up, please. Getting cable up and down.
Yeah, it'd be quicker if I just took this to where we need it, and I'll come back and grab those. Where do you want me to take this?
Alright, perfect. Alright.
Where do I need to take it? 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be quicker to just do that. You know, and stuff like that, like you just make, I made the call. I mean, they're trying to get all this stuff out that's all jammed together, and they want to put these big long pieces, which you guys can't see. But they want to put these big long pieces in with these big square pieces, and it just becomes a real cluster. So I make calls on them all the time. If they're not going to do it right, or they're going to put me in a jam, I don't let them do it. What did you say, 10 o'clock?
7 o'clock.
10 for 7 o'clock. So yeah, I don't let them jam me up. Spend more time trying to get something untangled than you would getting it to where it needs to be. Morning.
Oh, you swing? Keep one down. 7 feet. You won't. Keep cable down 7 feet. Cable down. Keep cable.
Morning. We'll get this thing flipped around, and I just want to give you guys a shot of the operation. We'll get you guys back up here and let you see the action.
Cable up. Clear. Alright, give me one down, Jason. One down.
See if we can put this tagline in this guy's hand.
One down, Jason. One down. Give me one down. One down, little more. One down, 2 feet more.
There it is.
Alright, cable down. Hold it.
And that's why I took the smaller piece first, because they got so much jumbled up down there. I didn't want that big long piece, them fighting with it.
Okay, we're up, Jason. Okay, we're up.
So now they're caught on the other rebar.
Alright, okay, we're up, Jason. You got it?
He got it loose finally.
You got it. Okay, we're up. Get it out, Jason. Okay, that's it.
This one's going at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Kevlar.
No, Jason. This one is 12 o'clock.
Okay, now he's telling me 12 o'clock.
Boom up. 16 feet. Give me a swing your left.
This one again is under the crane.
Level down. 10 feet.
Like literally 15 feet away from my tower.
You're good right there. Table down. Pull your cable. Cable aviation. You clear. Pull up. Alright, Jason. 16 up high on the wall.
So now we're going to pull rebar from outside the wall.
Alright, give me boom down 20 feet.
What I always do in this luffer is I'll boom down for a little bit and then I'll
1.5 feet more.
kind of slow it down and let it catch up. Otherwise, you'll have a bunch of pendulum swing. So I'm basically just catching the pendulum swing.
Okay, we're down. Okay, we're down, Jason.
That's why I boom down for a while and then I'll slow it down, or I'll just let it stop and then catch up to it.
Hold it.
If you don't do that, then it'll have a, when you do stop, it'll have a ton of pendulum swing. It'll probably swing out about 10 feet. And you don't want to do that. So you'll play hell trying to catch up to it. The Luffer's been a real experience. I've enjoyed it. I didn't know if I was going to like it at first, and I do like it. It's different, but I'm definitely, if I have a choice, I definitely lean more towards the flat tops. I really enjoy running a flat top. Making sure he has two chokers on that, and he does. He's readjusting the tagline right now.
You got it. Get out.
Booming up, cabling up.
Hi, Jason. Here is 7 o'clock. After I have 2 columns in for any border, please, in the 530. Thank you.
I have no idea what he just said. Something about columns. So.
Holy Jason, you go right there. Cable down.
I gotta pick apart what they say sometimes. I can't fully understand. I understood column, so something about a column.
Cable down, you go right there.
All right, now repeat what you said. You need something about columns?
Yeah, I have to 2 columns, please. 530.
10-4, 2 columns, 530.
Para los choques, Paco. Paco, para los choques. No, ya no, amigo. Cable up, please. Clear.
So we're going to jump to columns now. And columns are fun.
Paco, ya no va a echar nada ahorita, ¿verdad? No, ya no, mijo. Ok. Okay. Well done, Jason. Perfect. Cable down.
Catch my swing first, buddy. I'm going to end up swinging left again, but I needed to catch it. I'll swing left, and I'm going to boom down just a touch. And if you cable down fast enough, sometimes you can catch the swing as well. And it went out just a little bit. He might have it right there.
Hold it.
it's got a little pendulum swing to it. Not bad. I'll just boom down real quick. Try to catch it. We'll pick this column up. Figure out where it's going here real fast.
All right, Jason, cable up.
10-4 boss. Where's the column going?
Okay, I suppose you have this one column for...
Yeah, where's it going?
Let me see, I'll put it here.
I like to ask beforehand.
I think maybe... You want me? I think me this on this design. Sorry.
10-4. I ask beforehand, so I'm not picking it up and then swinging in the wrong direction. It just saves time.
Cable out, Jason.
Boom up a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna try to swing on me. Swing right.
Cable out, Jason.
Keep swinging right. Keep cabling up. It should come right off there. Here we go.
Good job, cable up. Fast feet.
Now I'm gonna cable up, and then I'm gonna boom
Very
down.
good.
I'm gonna boom down and try to get it in the
Keep it
position.
going down.
If you cable up enough, when you boom down, it should just be right there for them.
Going down.
I'm gonna have to swing right.
Oh, yeah. All right, going down. Okay, we're down. Hold it. Give me one touchdown, please.
So when we do these, I do rebar columns. I just give a little touchdown, little touchdown, little touchdown. I never just straight down on it, because if the rebar gets caught, they have to make sure that it's
Maybe you're touching up.
staying inside the column, the rebar that's on the floor.
No, touching up.
Nope.
Touching up.
Touching up. So they've got the rebar crossed. That's why they're having me touch up. Because the rebar was trying to go outside of the column. All that rebar's got to stay inside the column. And then they tie the column to the rebar that's on the floor with wire. They tie a bunch of wire to it. That's what the guy is down there doing now. He's adjusting the rebar, trying to get it where it's all going to be inside the column. So we'll try to center back over it. I'm gonna touch up just a touch. They're fighting it, so.
You're in touchdown.
Now when I'm doing this, I'm also watching the weight on my LMI to let me know if it's losing weight. If it's losing weight, then that means they're jammed up down there. So I know that when I pulled this column, it weighed 254 pounds. So when I start losing weight, I know they're jammed up before they even know it. So we're at 112. So they're going to fight with it a little bit. And as they get it, and as it starts going, then the weight will come back up. It's always good to practice this, because if you're in the blind and you're trying to set rebar columns, you can just basically look at your LMI and know if they're jammed up down there. They keep telling you to cable down, you know that you can't. So we're at half the weight. We're at 163 pounds. So I'm going to give them a little cable down, and it is moving, but something is still jamming them up.
Okay, we're down easy.
So we've gained weight.
Okay, we're down easy.
Like I said, you always want to do it just a little at a time, because if they get jammed up,
Okay, we're down easy.
you're not having to cable back up.
Hold it.
We're at 0 weight. So as they get closer to the floor, the rebar on the bottom will actually, it pitches out because it's concreted to the floor, and the column is smaller than the rebar they already have settled, so, or cemented to the floor. So what it will do is it'll pitch out a little bit, kind of put a little elbow in it, and they'll have to do what they're doing right now, is take a hammer and try to beat the rebar back in, because it wants to elbow itself out on the very bottom.
All right, okay, we're done, Jason.
10-4. We're at quarter weight. We're at 101 pounds. So we'll try it here. So we're at 0.
Yeah.
So they'll be down there fighting it, wiggling it, trying to get the weight to come back on. Sometimes they just don't want to pick up the hammer and beat that rebar. I wouldn't want to do it. So, but that's what they have to do in order to get it to settle. Oh. We're still at 0. Keep doing that. Wherever you're hitting it, it's gaining weight. Keep going.
Yeah. I don't know. Give me one touchdown, please.
10-4. We're at 0. So they probably got about another foot to go till they hit the base, and they're just not getting the result they want.
Jason. Give me touchdown for Curtis.
10-4. So they'll cut it loose. Like I said, they probably have another foot to go. Sometimes they think if they cut it loose and just let it hang free. There was no weight on it to begin with, so.
Chill it down a little more. Hold it. Alright, cable up.
10-4. So now I'm going to pull these chokers out. You gotta be real careful doing it so you don't get caught on the column.
Alright, you got it. Go for other column.
And pull the column back out. Normally when we're this close, I don't even make them put the tagline back on. I mean, we're less than 20 feet away, so 20 feet or more, I'll make them put the tagline back on. But if we're that close, I won't make them do it. All right, so since we have a minute, we'll talk about this real quick. So the things that you don't hear from crane operators, and this is me being 100% honest, there's a lot of motion in a tower crane. And when you have that motion, you have a tendency that it'll throw your equilibrium off sometimes because the crane is constantly rocking. So I guess that would resort to like seasickness. Without being sick, I've never gotten sick being up in the crane because it's moving so much, but you do have a lot of movement, and I think that's probably a big thing why a lot of people don't run tower cranes. People that run these, we're probably a select few of people, you know, to put yourself up here, because the biggest thing I think is if a crane, the crane is moving so much back and forth, side to side, that if a crane ever did collapse, I don't even think the crane operator would realize it was collapsing until it was too late, because we're so used to the movement of the crane. It's something that took me a little while to get adjusted to when I first started, and now I'm just really used to it. When I do get off work and I get in my truck to go home, sometimes when I'm sitting in the seat of the truck, I'll find myself just rocking back and forth, because that's what I've been doing for 12 hours, is rocking back and forth. So you have a lot of that where your body is just, it's a muscle memory. It's used to rocking back and forth. And when you're putting in 12, 16, 18 hour days, that's what your body's been doing for, those hours. That's what your body remembers it doing. So that's one thing it took me a little while to get used to, was the movement of the crane and it throwing my equilibrium off a little bit because of the fact that it's constantly moving. And I'm not talking about swinging the crane, I'm talking about the crane rocking back and forth, because the crane is constantly pivoting, Better put some boom up on that just a little bit. There we go.
All right, you got it. Give it up.
Now we're going to swing over here to our 6 o'clock, and we're going to set this column.
Right. Sorry.
Right? Yeah, I'm not swinging left, buddy. I can if you'd like me to.
All right, give me one down. One down. All right, carry it down. Carry it down. Carry it down easy. Carry it down easy. Hold it.
So again, they're going to try to get their rebar set and get it put in place. What's up, Rick? Geyer, what's up? Jason, what's up? Daniel, what's up? But that's what we got going on today. We're just doing the deed here. Like my house slippers here. Don't leave home without them. But it's coming along. We've come quite a ways. We were about 50 feet in the ground when this started. So this is just the parking garage. We still have a whole nother building to go. And we'll probably be here about another year. Been here since March. So going really good. So going really good. I'm going to put you guys up here real quick. You're hung up somewhere. It's getting there. Anyway, I want to show you guys what we're up to today and just show you the progress. We're getting there. We got this floor over here to concrete. They're putting in the rebar today, and we're going to get that pump truck in here probably tomorrow or the next day and get that done. And then we got a whole nother floor on this other side to do. And then I think we have one more complete floor to do on top of that, and we're done with the parking garage. And then we have wood framing to do and all that good stuff. But I just want to show you guys what was up. And I wanted to thank you for tuning in to another edition of Tower Crane Television. I am your host, Jay and I, the Tower Crane Guy. Remember, if it don't make dollars, it sure the hell isn't going to make any sense. You are only as good as your last pick, and I promise you guys, we're going to see you on the next pick on Tower Crane Television. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.